What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy. Something. Hit the keys. Here today to do a quick demonstration on a plugin I didn't know I needed in my life until I got sent to me. So it's Vowel Blender. It's by DSP. Also, shout out to DSP. They are the sponsor of today's video, but no worries, they won't see this video until you guys see this video. So what is Vowel Blender, you may ask? Let's come over to the site real quick. It says it's a 2D phonetic pad, a motion recorder that loops your gestures and tempo, and a modulation engine with 9 source types. You can route anywhere. You can drag the cursor and any sound starts to speak, sing, or whisper. The intro price of this is $39, but there is a 30-day free trial, so you guys can all check this thing out. It looks like this, and basically you're going to shift between different vowel sounds, and it's pretty cool. It's really cool. It's really cool filter effect. So let's go ahead and hop into FL Studio, check it out. When you get Vowel Blender and you open it up, it is going to look like this. So you see there's different sections. So you have your frequencies, which you can cut in between. You can route this node to go in between different, so it'll follow the path and it changes up the sound, which is pretty cool. You get control over drive, you got pitch shifter, you've got your EQ right here, and then you can snap it into position and stuff like that. You've got another page here, which is cool because you've got character. So you've got different models you can go in between, like human, size, breath, alien, and it just adds more to it. And as you see here, you've got different voice tones you can go with too. And then down here at the bottom, you've got all kinds of different modulators that you can add. So you can add different stuff like LFOs, envelope followers, step sequencers, so on and so forth. And it just makes it, you know what I'm saying, a cool tool. So I got a little demo beat. I think that they told me that this was really good on like bass and stuff, but I use it on everything because it's like a filter effect and it does some cool stuff. So I use it on my intro. I use it on one of the sounds, one of the melodies, and then I use it on bass during the second part of the chorus. So this thing's not all the way mixed down. It's kind of a house beat, you know what I'm saying? But let's go. All right, guys, so that's a little demo beat that I put together for you guys today. Let's hop back into Vowel Blender and check this thing out just a little bit more. So you guys could see I use Vowel Blender at the beginning. So I'll just go ahead and play this and I'm gonna mute this, but I used it here. So this is what it sounded like before I threw the Vowel Blender on there. Right? And then once I threw the Vowel Blender on there, I got it to sound like this. Let me go ahead and throw a clipper on there. I don't know how this is gonna sound. I guess I should have done this in the beginning. We did it now though, baby. All right, so that's what that sounds like. And then I used it on this sound right here, or on this sound right here. So this is what it sounded like before I threw the Vowel Blender on there. And then once I threw Vowel Blender on there, I got it to sound like this. And then I also used it right here on this bass. So I have this bass sound right here, and the bass just sounds like this. So that's what it sounded like after I threw Vowel Blender on there, and this is what it sounded like before. Right? So dramatic difference, right? So what we're gonna do now is we're going to pull up a different instance. So we're gonna go ahead and come on over here and we're gonna grab another instance of memory V. All right, so I pulled the bass up that I was using in the beat. All right, so that's what it sounds like before we throw Vowel Blender on here. Now we have Vowel Blender on here. This is just the init, so this is just the basic preset. Now we can move this around wherever we want to, and this is going to change the way it sounds. Right, so that's pretty cool. One of the main features that's really nice about this is the fact that you can hit this record, and I can make this now go and follow my path, and it'll change up the way the bass sounds, right? So now if I was to push play, right? So that's pretty cool. You can sync it. You can change the shape. So this will do a different shape, right? So I can hit this. Now it's a square. You can change the speed of it. Right, so that's pretty cool. We'll just take it back to 1-1. And then when you click these, whatever you put it on, it'll go between the ones. So whether it's 1-1, 1-1 delay, or a 1-1 T. And you can also go between hertz too. You can make it go backwards, or you can make it go front to back. Right, so that's pretty cool. Up here, you have this character. And so with the character, you can change the models. You can make it more human, breath. You got alien you can add too. Right, so all that's pretty cool too. We'll turn that down for just a moment. So you still got more controls down here that you can mess with, like drive. You can pitch shift it. You can mess with the EQ here. All right, so let's go back to the init. All right, so we'll go back to the init. Again, this is the initial preset. We're gonna hit this modulation page, because now with this modulation page, we can add different modulations, obviously. So we can come over here and, like, let's say we wanted to add a step sequencer. We can add a step sequencer, and then we can make it randomized. So down here in the corner is this randomize button. We can tap that, and then we can arm this, and we can put this wherever we want to. So we can put it here, and then we can pop this drive up. We can also come over here and add another modulator. So we can come over here and we can add like an LFO if we wanted to. And now with this LFO, like let's say we wanted to come over here to character, we can arm this over here, and then we can add maybe some alien. So bam, we'll turn this up a little bit. Right? But we can turn this off. So you can hear the LFO doing its job. Right, so that's fire. And then you just have other stuff over here that you can mess with. You know what I'm saying? So you can add an audio oscillator if you wanted to, and then we can arm this with whatever we wanted to arm this with. So let's arm this with breath. Let's get some breath up in here. right? So we can do some cool stuff with all the LFOs and all of the stuff there. Let's go through a few presets for you guys real quick. So let's check out some of these bass ones first. So here's some of the presets you're gonna get. You've got some creative ones too, like with these sound designs, you've got some cool stuff over here. That's what I got for you guys on this one. What are my final thoughts on Vowel Blender? I think it's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? You can definitely use it. Like I said, I would personally use this in a lot of like transitions. You know what I'm saying? For buildups and stuff like that. It's a nice little filter sweep that you can get on this. And then with the going between the different vowels, I think that's pretty solid. Definitely a good plugin. I would recommend checking it out, and you can check it out for free. Don't forget there is a 30-day free trial. So make sure if you guys do like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time I bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. I appreciate you guys' time as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Some, hit the key.